Do you like arbitrary scale rigs? If you do, this Yikeshu is for you. All right, here we go. So this is supposed to be a 16th scale rig with a alloy skeleton. It's essentially what looks to be a Toyota with a flatbed on the back, a Tacoma-ish, or would this just be the original? I mean, let's see, does it have leaf springs, torsion? It's got shocks on there, so we'll call this semi-scale. Semi-scale with deploy, charger, battery, series. Okay, whatever. 4-channel, forward, reverse, left and right, forward light, and omni-bearing control system. Oh, it's high-powered with shock absorbers that are drawn as leaf springs in this. So, yeah. So originally, of course, I'm sure we are all aware that the Toyota pickup, or Tacoma, as it was later called, it did not come with coilovers or shocks and struts. It came with, well, originally the torsion front end, where it has like this torsion spring suspension, which was interesting to say the least, and then leaf springs on the back. All right, so we've got our charger. USB charger is becoming quite standard. 2-cell LiPo, it looks like, on there. I think these do come with the LiPo. Hey, they do. Right in there, hides right in there. The tires feel like plastic. Probably not going to grip well. You probably don't want a lot of grip on this because it's going to break parts. And we have this bag of scale accessories so that we can put on all the things, you know, the body trim pieces. It's like maybe some runner boards on the side, a snorkel, or mirrors. Yeah, and see, it says WPL on here, even though it's branded Yikeshu. This is made by WPL and just rebranded by all kinds of companies. This was on sale for like $60 on Amazon, so I got one for my son, one for my daughter. And let's see, we will need this. We don't have batteries. We don't have the batteries included. I love that this little 500 milliamp hour was like just thrown in there. There is a lot of room though. So if I change out the battery plug from this very low cost one, what could we fit? Could we put a 3000 in there? Here's a 3500. No way. Definitely not going to fit. But there is a lot of space. Like an old 2200 would probably fit. Or yeah. Let's see. Where's my batteries? There's my batteries. Here's a 900. These days, this would probably be a 1200. This is a very old battery. A 900 3-cell. Ooh, that fits right in. Okay, so there's a lot of room for battery in here. If it was a 2-cell battery, then it would be like an 1800 milliamp hour. But we'll see how long the 500 milliamp hour lasts one of these days. But I do want to see just how fast the rig is. So we're gonna not worry about our scale accessories right now. And I'm gonna put these in. Overall, as far as the modeling quality of this, it looks like something that you would buy to put together as a modeling kit, which is pretty cool, honestly. You know, it's got a shiny red molded body. The grille is actually really good looking. Integrated headlights in there. It has the orange markers on the side, which are not LEDs, but you get that kind of visual sensation of the orange markers on the side. It's just got red dots on the back, which, you know, this is like a flatbed, so I'm sure that it would be pretty easy to just drill and put little 5mm LED holders on there, though, if you were into that sort of thing. It seems like most of the rigs these days, they're coming with headlamps, but not tail lamps. A lot of them do have tail lamps too, but even more of them only have are headlamps. Because when you're driving, that's really what matters. When you're out on the rocks at night, that's what matters, is being able to see where you're going, and not having red LEDs shining in your face is honestly kind of annoying sometimes. So it doesn't bother me that it doesn't have brake lamps. Brake lamps. There we go. So pretty standard charger. Would hope 4.2 volts per cell total, 7.4 volt output at 1 amp. So it probably doesn't output 7.4 because that would be a little bit more than a half charge on a battery. It probably outputs what would be the peak, 8.4, I suppose. That's weird. Whatever, we could test that, I suppose. I'll trust them for now. So let's plug it in. Does it just turn on? Do we have an on switch hiding somewhere? I don't know, and I am not going to read the instructions to find out. This battery just rattles around in there, and that's fine. But just look at all the room for activities. So we're just gonna throw this little cover, this little box somehow, or we're gonna hopefully not break it. Oh, I see. Oh, it's like it flips. It's a flippy lid. There we go. Now then, on-off switch right at the front. The way that everything is molded really reminds me of like the Tycos and the brands that you would get at Radio Shack back in the day. My first RC car was actually from Radio Shack. On. Hey, all right, it's looking good. We got headlights. We have steering. Is it proportional steering? It is proportional. We have a whole lot of slop in our 4-link. We have in-point adjustments that really need to be done. It is a servo on the frame, CMS, chassis mounted servo. Go ahead and get that straight. Looks like a 180 size motor, which we do have 180 motors coming. Not sure if it's going to be the right pinion size though, because the ones that we have coming are for the TRX4M and they have the pinions already included, and a lot of these are just press fit pinions. It's a very small pinion on these guys, so we'll have to take it apart and figure out what's going on. Oh boy, this set screw is already rubbing on the motor. It is backed out, so we will put that in. Hopefully I can. I don't know if I can. Well, we're just gonna deal with it. Yeah, it's striking the motor every revolution, but not much, I guess. It's not stopping things, which, as you can hear, the ESC is making, well, technically the motor is making the noise as a speaker, but the ESC is causing a lot of noise. Very low switching frequency that's right smack in our audible range. I would probably estimate they're switching at like, I don't know, 2000K or something. We could do a audio, what's that called? The audio, the audio thing where you can look at the waveforms. We could look at it and see what frequency it's switching at in post. There we go. Oh boy, I think she's fast. Really fast. The axle housings, the molded axle housings look really good. As far as a scale rig is concerned, this thing is pretty awesome on looks. And for $60 on performance, of course, I'm not going to have very high hopes. Let's see how our low speed control is. Ooh. That's not bad. That's better than some other rigs that I have tested here recently. Then wheel speed. It's pretty fast. About right, I think, for an indoor rig. And don't get me wrong, this is not going to be expected to go on the rocks and really do much. If you're just on a trail, a relatively flat rock trail, then sure, it'll be great. But all right, let's see what kind of steering radius we have. Not great. But a $60 rig. I think these do usually retail for more closer to $100, which, in my opinion, it's a decent deal. $60 is really right on the money. But it's a 16th scale, and this is a smaller rig, being an 18th scale. And as you can see, the smaller rig is actually bigger in all ways. So the scale of a rig really is, it's just arbitrary. It's completely arbitrary in the market. But for my kids, just to play around in the basement, maybe we can like have them race or something like that, I guess. We'll do something. We'll have some fun. I'll maybe set up a course. They can crawl over their presents when they get this. I'm going to reseal the box. We're going to pretend that this never happened, and don't tell my kids that I got my grubby paws all over their Christmas present. But for Christmas present, hey, I think this is going to work out. Oh, and that reminds me, I better make sure that I bring some more double A's so that when they do open it up, that we can have double A's ready for them. We'll just set that right back in there. We're gonna, I'll make sure I don't lose the screwdriver back. Yeah, put the screwdriver back. I think this will be fun. This will be great for a kid. $60 on Amazon. I'm sure if you look, they're still going to be on sale for a while. You can just look up WPL. Which model was it? The C14. This is the WPL. Yeah, C14R is what they're calling this. They do have a couple of different models. I think we actually have some of these at the shop that I have forgotten about. I didn't order them. My employees did, just so they could play around. Relatively low cost toys. Oh, and the way they have this molded, it looks like it fits pretty much all of their different vehicles. You just kind of, there we go, just shove it in. And we are going to pretend that this was never opened. It'll be our little secret. So I really don't have, too much takeaway for this. But if you do have any questions, or especially if you have experience, let me know in the comments if you've got any of these. What are the weak points? Have you had any problems with them? Have you not had any problems with them? Let me know. I would like to know if there's any hop-ups in particular, or places that I can get replacement parts for the drivetrain, although maybe I won't. Oh, I forgot that. I'm not going to go replacing this with really high torque motors, although our 180 is going to be a lot higher torque. So take that statement with a grain of salt, I guess. I got to take it all the way out. Oh yeah, let me know in the comments if you have any experience with this, or if you have anything to add. Absolutely, I would like to hear about it. And hey, look at there. Goes right back in. Nobody's the wiser. And if they ask, well, Santa just needed to make sure. That's right. All right, WPL C14R, the smallest 16th scale rig that I have seen yet, but really scale looking, really cool, and probably going to be fun for the kids. So I'll let you know on that. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.